What's great, everybody? I'm doing this portion of the vlog or video. I don't want to look all swollen, y'all, but to just explain my experience with the Daniel's fast. If you don't know, the Daniel's fast is a spiritual fast. As far as the particulars of the ties into Daniel and stuff like that, I need to do more research so that way I know it off the top of my head. But basically, it's a spiritual fast of 21 days. So it started January 7th of this year, and we ran all the way up until January 28th, which is today. So we ended it at the end of service today. Um, and for those of you, let me backtrack a little bit. So I go to a place called Passion for Reconciliation. So we don't entitle it a church, we title it a place of worship. Pretty much, uh, my grandmother used to joke with me. She was like, "Well, are you Muslim now?" Something like that. It's like, no, I'm not Muslim. So pretty much what it is I'm Christian still, very much so Christian, but I just don't practice, a lot of the pagan things that kind of infiltrated Christianity and kind of made it the modern day Christianity that it is now. I kind of go back to the original way of thinking. I won't say African Americans, but as Pastor always says, Negroes or people of color or brown people, because we're not black. Technically, is not the proper term either. But pretty much that we are the not pretty much, we are the original people. We are the original Israelites. If you look in the Bible and think about it, hair of wool, skin of bronze. I think they talked about eyes of fire. Let's realistically look at it. If Moses was white, would he really have fit in with the Egyptians? Come on, and like stuff like that. But anyhow, so that's something that we did as a family of worship, and it was pretty cool. So I didn't know what to expect with it. For those who don't know what the Daniel's fast is, pretty much what it is you cut yourself off from anything, I'll say artificial. So that means, no added sugars, no sugary beverages, no alcohol, liquor, which wasn't hard for me. Um, what else I had to cut off? Dairy products, period. No meat, nothing processed. Something else, nothing fried. Like pretty much you eat clean, like clean. I'm talking like clean. There's no room for error. Like I don't even think you could have had honey and stuff like that. So it was funny that it worked out that way that I went into worship that day because I'd already planned on for the month of January going, without eating meat for the month. So pretty much you can say I was going vegetarian. It kind of went from vegetarian to vegan with a twist. And like I said, it was cool because it was a different challenge. Me personally, I just like to do things. I guess you can say social experiments because I always like to just try different things. I want to experience different things. I don't want to say, there's nothing I haven't tried within morals. Let's be clear. I ain't doing no nose candy or nothing like that. But I always like to try different things so that way the clients that I end up working with down the road, I can firsthand tell them how things are gonna affect their body, their mind, their spirit, stuff like that. But needless to say, so it was cool. It was interesting because I was like, yo, I eat a lot. So how is this gonna work? Like beans and rice was my best friend. I'm trying to tell you, like, I would probably say entree wise, the first week that I did it was the best because I tried a bunch of different stuff. Like I made like I won't say a vegan or veggie chili, but it was pretty much like a veggie chili. I had like jalapeno peppers, corn, beans, mushrooms. There was something else I had in there. But it was really good, and that's something I'm gonna add in more because added some brown rice on that thing. It was popping, but it was cool. The experience of it. So I still ate pretty good. I think for the most part, I probably lost like maybe 3 or 4 pounds. So I started off about 209, maybe 208, closer to 208. And right now I think I'm about 205 pounds. The first week I didn't work out at all. And this past week I worked out. Usually I was at a pace about working out about 6 times a day. I think this week I worked out about 3 or 4 times this week just because as I wasn't eating as much this past week, I could tell a difference in my body. It kind of changed up. But nevertheless, man, like just the spiritual clarity that I had with it was dope. Like I wasn't expecting to because I'm the type of person in worship service. You have your very emphatic praises. You have your subtle praises, they maybe wave their hand and stuff like that. Me, I am quiet. I don't say much. So like literally it's either I'm nodding my head, I'm clapping, or if I'm in the midst of the spirit and the spirit was within me, I'll cry. Because like I just carry a lot of stuff. I don't really do too much talking. I'm not very demonstrative in worship service. And that's something I'm working on, not in the sense that I feel like I need to be, but I can praise better. I feel like I hold back and I run from God a lot, which will be another video. I'm going to get into that topic. But that's something that was pointed out to me during this. It was very clear to me during this spiritual journey that I tend to try and do everything on my own. And that meant I was even trying to handle the struggles I was going through on my own and trying to sit up here and handle things by myself that I didn't have to handle on my own. Along with that, it showed me that I'm a lot stronger than what I think I am. What I mean by that is, like, still in this moment of it, it's like I'm free to eat whatever I want. It's a lot of stuff that I used to eat. I don't even want it. I'll be honest, like I went and grabbed some ice cream today because I did want the ice cream. And for some people I know it's like in this amazing thing. It's like, oh my God, like I had ice cream and it was the best thing ever. It was like, it was cool. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like I enjoyed it. It was cool. Spent $6 on it. So hell yeah, I was gonna enjoy it. But it wasn't one of those things. It's like, oh, I missed you so much. It was kind of like, I want ice cream. I'm gonna go get ice cream. I went and got ice cream and called it a day. Aside from one of the weirdest things that I wanted this whole time is like pancakes and corned beef hash. I don't know why, but for some reason that's like the biggest thing I want. So next weekend I'll probably go to this little small restaurant I know and eat breakfast there and have like pancakes and corned beef hash. Like that is hands down what I wanted the most. Like I haven't been obsessing about burgers, fries, like no junk food and stuff like that. I'm not a junky eater to begin with anyway, so it's like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But like I said, it was very cool. I could tell I was more in tune with things around me. Definitely, I'm the type of person, I'm very observant to begin with. I analyze everything, and I mean from past girlfriends to friends of mine that know me. My sensei, Billy McMullen, he picks with me all the time. He's like, man, Lee's probably thinking of this, that, and the third. And it's like 90% of the time he's true. I break down stuff a lot. Like I joke around saying I'm a human computer. I grew up thinking I was a genius. So until someone proves me wrong, I feel like I'm a genius. No, I'm joking. I don't know everything, but I know I'm very intelligent, but I'm very observant at the same time. So with that being said, it's like I empathized way more with stuff. Usually I can understand things on the surface level, but it's like I was able to dig deeper during these past 21 days, from empathizing with clients to empathizing with feelings and stuff like that. Like I'm not a very emotional person at all. I don't empathize well. Sometimes it depends on who you are and the circumstances and stuff. Like this past year, so in 2017 was a rough year for me, and that'll be another video. But I dealt with a lot, and I got closed in very much to where it was just me, myself, and I. I did not pay attention to anything else. I did not feel anything else. I was numb to anything and everything, honestly, like to my spirituality, all of that stuff. I was just numb to it all. Like at some days, it was just getting through the day or getting through the year. Now, having done this spiritual journey and this fast for the first, well, not for the for the first month of the year, I'll put it that way, because I'm still keeping some stuff going regardless of whether the fast itself is over or not. But with that being said, it takes a lot for me to get in touch with my emotions, and that's something I'm working on, something I'm going to therapy for, just for the simple fact I feel like that is a barrier in life that's holding me back from accomplishing a lot. Because if I'm walking around like a zombie a lot of the times, and like people will never understand, because I still laugh and joke. Like I'm the type of person, unless I tell you something wrong, you're not gonna know anything is wrong. But like I said, it's something that hit me, that I need to work on. But I started to realize like I was empathizing more, and I was kind of breaking down some walls, because it was like dumb stuff that would get to me, and I'm like paying attention. I lied to you not. I'm gonna be a man about this. I watched Lion King recently, shit kind of had me fucked up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Because I've not seen Lion King like in the longest time. I was like, okay, this was a dope ass movie. Like I understand a lot of the how should I say, the lessons that were learned in the movie. But you know, when Simba popped dad, you know what I'm saying, brother was a little hurt. Like, damn, not my man Mufasa. Man, Mufasa was an OG. But not only that, but like the movie Southpaw, for some reason, like that got to me. Not that I physically cried or shed tears, but I actually felt some type of emotional connection to what was going on, which was interesting because that's something I haven't felt in a long time. So that's one big breakthrough, and I feel like that's just the tip of the ice that I've kind of gotten into since the spiritual journey. So I'm excited to see what further growth is going to come. Along with that, I kind of got back to my roots. So last year was another thing too. For me was hard. Excuse me, because I'm speaking kind of out of context. Last year, another thing that was hard for me was pushing for my business. I honestly did not work on my business at all last year. I ran like some free sessions. I had a good turnout for the group. Part of it maybe because it was free. Part of it because I was walking in my light. Who knows? We'll see. But that was something I put off, and I just didn't. Like I said, I was numb to a lot of stuff last year. This year, I've probably pushed harder and done more for my company and my brand and me as a person than I've probably done in 2 years, which is pretty cool to see just what I've done in 28 days. Ooh, got a whole lot more days to go, so I'm excited to see what I'm going to accomplish this year, putting a sound mind and body behind it. I've come back to realizing like just how dominant I can be, how great I am. If you guys follow me on Instagram, a lot of my hashtags, and I hashtag a lot, I do, because I want to put a lot of messages and I want to pull from different avenues of things. But with that being said, one of my hashtags is I am greatness. So a lot of times I catch myself saying, I'm trying to be great. No, I am greatness. I remind myself, like if you guys saw my Instagram post, if you don't follow me on Instagram, God_given_grind. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you need to. But on my hashtag, one of the videos I put up recently, I talk about in my blog. So, like I said, one of the hashtags I put in there is I am greatness, and I talked about, reminding yourself of who you are. A lot of times people say we're in life, we're on a journey of trying to find ourselves, but you think about it. You're trying to remind yourself, and I go back to the idea of when babies are in the womb, they learn how to move around and stuff like that in the womb with the water and stuff and fluid that's in there. Well, the same thing happens when I think, there's some theories and stuff like that. If you not toss a baby into the water, but if you place them back into the water, the natural reconnection of that prior experience will come back to them to remind them they're capable of doing that, or breathing underwater, whatever it is. There's some theory about that. Check it out. I'm not a scientist, I'm just saying. But nevertheless, I feel like that's the same thing with us as human beings. It's like we're born to remind ourselves of who we are. And when we find that point, when we find that place of peace, that place of happiness, that's when we are truly living. That's when we're truly in touch with God or the higher being or whatever it is that you believe in. If you believe in something, not everybody does, and I respect that. But that's the big thing for me, is reminding myself that I am greatness. So it's nothing in this world that I can't do. The only things that I can't do are blocked by here. Physically, mentally, spiritually, there's nothing that this world can stop me from doing if my mind is set to it and my spirit is set on it. So that's been a huge advancement I've made with this challenge, with this fast. I've been touching back into art again. Like I drew a couple of pictures and stuff like that I normally like, just getting back to being me. So being more confident, being more spiritually into reading the word, focusing. I've always been the type of person to focus on what I eat, but now I've gotten to the point where it's like I understand, like that opened up my mind to so much. Like, dad, they put sugar in like this and that, like little stuff that don't even need sugar in, like tomato sauce. I'm the type of person, I like a spicy or twangy, I guess if you want to say it, spaghetti sauce. I'm not a fan of like sweet spaghetti and stuff. Some of my family makes a sweet spaghetti. Hey, fam, make it, I crush it. But it's not something that I'll up and make on my own. Like the spaghetti I make, I don't add any sugar into it. Never have, never will. But now I'm more conscious of the way I eat, even to more of an extent. So people always joke with me, man, you in great shape and this, that, third. What you guys see, even now in this video, if you look at me, you can see, you know, my stature and stuff like that. I'm well built, but I'm far from what I want to do. So that was my first phase of my social experiment, is being vegetarian and stuff like that, which ended up becoming more than being vegetarian, but of course, like I said, a whole fast. So now the second half of it, and this is going to take me the full first quarter of the year. You know, you break it down into 3 months. So February and March, I'm about 205 now. My goal is to put on 10 pounds of muscle. Not put on 10 pounds. I'm not trying to gain a pot belly. The belly fat that I do have, I'm trying to lose, but I'm trying to put on 10 pounds of muscle, get up to about 215. The last time I've been over 212, I was 216 my junior year in college. The coaches asked me to put on weight. I went from 205 to 216. I just ate like crazy, pushed weight, yada, yada. It wasn't healthy for my body because of the way that we put it on. It wasn't the most healthy way. Like it was too much too soon, too quickly. And I didn't have time to really get used to it and move around and functionally prepare myself for carrying that much weight. I ended up restraining my hamstring before the spring game, and luckily I healed up enough to run well in the spring game. But that is another social experiment of mine, because I don't, if I do something, I want to do it well. I want to do it with a sense of greatness. I don't want to just do it. So that is something I'm getting back to, is I'm going to just put on that muscle. I always joke with my friends and stuff like that, because naturally I just look bigger. Like, a lot of people think I'm 215, 220. I've been even told I look 225. Now I don't see it. That's just something for me. But at the same time, I look at myself every day. So I'm not going to pay that much attention to it. But, you know, I've been small. Smallest I've been in the past 5 years is like 190 or 195. It's just not appealing to me. I don't like being the smaller stature, especially with my strength and my speed and stuff like that. It's cool. If I get into like powerlifting, I want to drop down in the class and stuff like that to move up more, that's fine. But I like being in the 200s. It's just more comfortable for me. My clothes fit better, I think. You know, it's more appealing. I just feel more confident being in the 200s. Now, don't get it twisted. I feel confident at 195. I could get dropped down to 165. I'll still feel confident, but it's never going to happen because I'm just not that tight. I ain't losing all this muscle. But it's one of those things I look forward to, experimenting with this. And then what I'll do is April and probably May, I'll work on slowly burning as much body fat percentage as I can, and I'll probably drop myself down to like 210, maybe 208. One thing I'm going to work on too in the first half of this year is working on my speed. So my speed has always been something that's gotten me, and I'm getting somewhere with this, talking about the fast. My speed has always been something that's been hard for me to work on. The fastest 40 I've ever ran was like a 4.72 or something like that, or 4.68. But I haven't been able to do that. Like a couple of years ago, I tried out for the CFL. My 40 times were horrible. I ran like a 4.9 something, a 5 flat. It was not good. I was trying to get help on my takeoff and stuff like that. It just didn't work out. I was trying to push myself through certain things. It just didn't work out. So something I want to feel confident in is, because, you know, people always see me run and say you run well. But I want to confidently know if I can improve my speed, I can improve anybody else's speed, because for some reason that's been a hard thing for me to do. I'm 26 right now. I'm still in my prime. I feel like I can do great things and stuff like that with the age and stuff I am now. You know, people always talk about age. I don't really care about that. Age ain't nothing but a mindset. But I'm looking forward to doing that. So the reason why I say all of that is because I'm getting back to that hunger. Like, I've really humbled myself and settled back down into my spiritual presence. And my spiritual presence has always been one of confidence, one of conviction, and one of determination. There's nothing I can't do. And this fast has definitely reconnected me with that. I lost it for a while, and I think that's the reason why I had as much trouble as I did last year. But now that I'm back on it, I'm back on it. Like, there's no other way to say it. But I shared this video just to show my testimony of this fast. A lot of great things have come to me during this fast. I've shared a lot of excessive time that I spend on my phone, things that just don't make sense, being lazy. Like, I've been grinding more just being more in tune with the Most High, being more in tune with myself, being more in tune with the things around me, and just getting back to the like spur of the moment type of person I am. If I feel like I want to go outside and shoot basketball, like yesterday, I didn't have anything necessarily to do. I got off of work. I was like, I feel like shooting basketball. Ran up to Five Below, bought a basketball. Drove out there, started shooting hoops. Was having a good time. I look over at the field. Oh, some kids playing football out there. Half of them were the football players I coach at Godwin. I went out there and played football with the kids for a little bit. You know, threw the ball around, played quarterback and stuff like that. Had a good time. Of course, we got the W, but had a good time nevertheless. So I'm getting back to the point of, because I used to think like, man, I don't need to be doing this. Like, I need to be focused. Like, every moment I need to be grind. I'm getting back to the point of I have to have that balance, man. So with that being said, that is my experience with the Daniels fast. It was a great spiritual transformation for me. I only hit the cusp of the things that I want to work on, but at the same time, it was a great foundation, a great start for this year. So with that being said, I'm signing out. This will be uploaded very soon, so I hope that you guys check it out. So while I'm on this whole tip, please follow me on Instagram, God_giving_grind for more motivational stuff. I'm working on being more transparent on there and, you know, letting you guys into my life more and stuff like that, because I look at myself as a motivator and an inspiration to people, but I am not a motivational speaker. I don't, none of that. I share what's on my heart, share what's on my mind, go from there. On Facebook, my personal page is Rock Gray, ROC, no K at the end, Gray, GRAY. But then I also have a business page, Go Hard Training Systems. Make sure you check that out. Like the page, follow the page. A lot of great information is coming on there. This next month, I have some different things coming. Definitely stepping out the comfort zone. And then also check out GoHardTrainingSystems.com, man. Y'all be great.